Hey there, this is K4A, Knowledge for All Educational Videos channel. We are continuing with learning GameMaker Studio 2, drag and drop system of it, and new actions. And in today's video we are going to learn how to use get random number action, which is something which you will use a lot probably in your games. If not a lot, then you will use it soon sometime, and you will need it, yes, sooner or later, that's for sure. So let's see where that action is, and it's all the way down. Random, it's called it's a group of random actions, and one of those is get random number. But first of all, let's see how and when we are going to use it, why do we need it, and when. In my game, for example, I will use it maybe to add a value to this coin. So for example, if this coin represents some kind of coin you gather when you kill your enemies, or when you open a chest, loot box or whatever, and you find it, and it would be probably boring to find every time same amount of coins, like every time 5 coins, 5 coins, 5 coins, and so on. It would probably be boring and drive you crazy. So it would be great from time to time to find more or less, and that would be nice to look randomized and like coincidence in a game, so it looks like in real life you don't know how many coins some guys have on their own. It should be random, and that's what we are going to do now. But yeah, we will use this first now, get a random number. Let's try to drag and drop it into the or first of all, yeah, let's drag and drop it into the create, sorry. Yeah, when you click on these events, those actions are not remembered, so they change. For example, if I was working with the data structures actions in create and with random in draw event, when I click on those, actions will be actually it remembers which you have used on which event, which I don't know if that makes sense for you. Anyway, I'm now in create event. I am looking for random number generator, and let's try get random number. So this field here and this menu, let us first choose the type of the number. Decimal is for example the numbers which have which are not round, which are not whole in terms of like integers 1 2 3 4, but have decimal point, and number behind the number, like 1.563, 0.79, and so on. So they're not whole, they're not integers. The minimum and maximum are like borders, edges, limits, which you are going to use for your random number. And for example, if you have a dice, and dice, the lowest number on the dice is 1 and the biggest is 6, right? So the minimum will be 1, the maximum will be 6, so you limit the possible outcomes of the dice. And that's actually very easy with these actions. It's very easy to make a dice or something like that, or guess the number game, which we have made in Scratch before, and so on. And for the target, you have you can make some kind of name for a variable, and I will call it var, R and D big letters, and I will copy that. And Yeah, so I think we haven't talked about variables in GameMaker Studio. I'm sure for that, and not sure for the Scratch. Yeah, so let's talk for it's all the same for the most game programming languages. The variable is some kind of like a box in which you have put some kind of information. You can think of it as a box, as a drawer, as a jar, whatever it's easiest for you to visualize. But as its name says, it's variable. You can change that value in it. It's like opening the box, putting out the one thing and putting other. For example, if you have box, you can put number 5 in it, but you in some point of time you say, okay, I don't want to hold the point number 5 in my box, I want number 6, so you pull out number 5 and put 6 and so on. And these variables are very useful for games because that way you can store lots of amount of data for your games. Like you can, for example, store again a number which will represent the health of your players. So for example, your player starts with 100 health, coins, another variable for coins, another variable for ammunition, for weapon, and so on. So those variables are very powerful way of keeping the data in your game, and so far just think about them as boxes, and the important part is to name those boxes and to remember those names later so we can use them. So for example, I have named this box VAR R&D, as you can see here, and oops, and you can call it whatever you want. There are also some kind of rules for naming the variables and so on, but I'm not going to be talking about that today. That would be too much info for you today. So let's just see. Okay, I have made this variable. I have put some kind of random number in it, and now where I'm going to use that, I will try it. If I never call this variable where R&D anywhere, GameMaker Studio doesn't care. A computer is it's not human in terms of thinking like human, so he's doing only what you ask him for you to do. And in this case, if we, for example, never use that variable, the GameMaker Studio doesn't care. Okay, if you don't need it, you don't need it. I don't need it also. I don't care about it. But if we, for example, use that variable here instead of value, because as we said here, this get random number, it will create a box which is called var R&D, and it will put the number between 1 and 6 in it. So I want to show that on the screen. I want to show it under my coin on my screen, and so I will type into this value, I will type this the name of the variable here. Target variable here will be used here in draw value. So you see how this becomes very complex and very powerful, but it's also very easy. You just use this variable, this box with the number which you have made in create event, and use it here in draw event in draw value as a value, so that way it all becomes connected, like linking it, like becoming how it's called, interactive. Yeah. And let's see if that will work and what number it will show up on the screen. I hope it won't give me errors. Yes, 5.04. Okay, that's great. And I have a problem here because I have left the decimal. I have left the decimal type. I want integer, so let's try again. So now it will show up some whole number between 1 and 6, 5. Okay, great. I want it to show up randomly. I hope it will work, but it won't actually. And why is that, we will learn in next video. But so far you can see if I click and restart. Oh yeah, I can restart it here with I forgot I have made the restart button already. So yeah, if I click on the restart button, most of you will think, okay, this is random numbers, so now it's 5, next time it will be maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 or 6. Yeah, this time it works because I'm doing it inside with this restart button, but that will this is great, this works, but it will confuse you maybe because yeah, it won't happen like this. This is great to see that this will work when I restart the game in game, but the problem will be here when I restart it here with this play button F5 from the GameMaker Studio. So it will always show up this number 5, same number, which is how the GameMaker starts the game. So every time I start the game for the first time, it will be the 5. Why is that so? We'll learn that in next video, but you can try this literally 100 times and it will be 5, 5, 5, always 5. And again, even if you restart, yeah, I can do this. Let's try to remember the numbers now. Okay, 11 minutes. Okay, let's try to remember the sequence of the numbers here, which will be shown up on the screen under the coin when I restart the game. So first one is 5, 6, 2, 6. 5, 6, 2, 6. So let's see if I start the game again. 5, 6, 2, 6. Oops. So this is not good, right? This is like the GameMaker is always giving me the same number and it says get the random number. It's not random if I always get 5, 6, 2, 6. Yeah, and that's what I wanted to show, and that's again that's not a bug, that's a feature. That's how computers work. Computers are not humans, they don't have imagination like we have. They're not God created beings, they're man created beings. They're man created items, and that's why they cannot create something new every time you ask them for, but you have to fake it, and that's what the GameMaker Studio and other game engines actually do for you. They actually just fake the randomness of dices, of random number generators and so on. So you have to say to GameMaker Studio, hey, I need these random numbers, really random, and that's what we are going to do in next video. So far, even what we have learned today is a big one, but it's still not really random, and that's the topic of the next video. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you in next one. Bye for now.